Hello there guys, Absolute Genesis here, and I'm here with my deck profile on my standard Megacolony deck for Cardfight Vanguard. I forgot to post this yesterday, I'm very sorry for that. I forgot to record this and post it yesterday because I just had I slipped my mind. I'm very sorry for that, guys. But I'm here today with my Megacolony deck. This deck is slightly incomplete. There's still some things I want to get for it. Or at least I want to try to get for it. But right now, this is what I have for it. So, of course, there are going to be some certain card choices where, you're going to be like, wait, why are you running this? Why is that? Etc. I don't have the pictures of a card I can upload on here, but there are certain cards I do want to pick up for this deck to make it run better. And, of course, it is missing a few things. Not much, but, a few things. But let's begin here. Of course, this is a Protect clan, so you run, as many Protect markers as you want. There's no limit on that. I'm just not going to showcase them off because I only have 3 Protect markers. But, yeah. So, let's start off with grade 3s. So, you start off with your main boss, which is, 4 Machining Spark Hercules. I have 2 SVRs and 2, normal VRs. This deck came from my friend John, so most of the deck list is his, and I just slightly changed it with the extras he gave me. Still need to pick up a couple more extras, but yeah. So both its skills are Vanguard, so you don't want to call this guy on a rear guard, and plus he's gonna be your main ride target that you're gonna want to go into. The other give me a second. The other grade 3s you don't want to ride. They're gonna be mainly rear guard oriented. So, his first one is both skills are once per turn. His first skill is Counterblast 2. Choose 5 of your rear guards, stand them, and they get plus 5,000 power until end of turn, and choose all of your opponent's units, rest them, and they get minus 5,000 until end of turn, until end of your opponent's next turn. So, that skill is basically, you ride him. If you choose to Counterblast 2, you basically add 5,000 to your entire field, or 5 of your rear guards, and then you minus 5,000 off all of your opponent's units. You don't want to just spam this ability. You want to kind of predict what your opponent's doing, and also to make sure that they're not to make sure that you don't kind of just waste 2 counterblasts with this. This deck does have ways of countercharging, but sometimes they may not be that consistent. And its second skill is put a grade 2 or less rear guard into your soul, and this unit gets plus 5,000 power until end of turn for each of your opponent's rested units. So you because you don't really use the first skill to rest your opponent's units. That's kind of they already should hopefully be rested. So what you want to do is possibly call a unit. So you probably want to have a unit, move into soul, have your Vanguard gain all the power, then call another unit, and then go ahead and counterblast for the power. Because the power isn't added on, because you can't be oh, I ride, or just counterblast 2, rest all units, move into soul, 1 unit, and then call out another one. That unit doesn't get the power, because only the units that you already have on the field for this. Luckily, both these are act abilities, so you can choose when to activate them. So that's your primary boss monster. Next, I have 3 Machining Stag Beetles. Recommendation, you're going to want to get 4 of this guy for more consistency. You don't want to ride him for Vanguard either. Like I said, Machining Spark Hercules is going to be your main ride. But his skill is Vanguard Rear Guard. When placed from hand, call up to 2 cards from your soul, your rear guard, as rest. And if this unit is placed on Vanguard, this unit gets the original power of all the units called this effect until end turn. It really isn't too great to ride as a Vanguard unit. That power boost is really insignificant. Somebody could just drop a Nullify for it. But you mainly want to use him in combo with Spark Hercules, because let's say you have him on Vanguard, you can just call out 2 units. I'm just going to use these 2. Call out 2 units, there'd be rest. You can use his Counterblast skill to restand them. That's one of the big combos there. So this deck is kind of very soul and rest oriented, restanding your own rear guards, not during battle, but restanding your own units. So there's that. And doesn't matter what, only run one Death Warden Antlion. His skill is Vanguard Rearguard when it attacks, Soul Blast 1, grade 3, and discard 2 cards from your hand until end of battle. This unit gets plus 10,000 power, plus 1 crit, and your opponent cannot call Sentinels from your hand to Guardian Circle. There's another card in the deck that you can combo with him. I'll show it to you later. But you don't really want him to be Vanguard because you want to like get huge power on him with Spark and several other cards. So you don't want to have him as Vanguard. So the general lineup for grade 3s would be 4 Sparking Hercules, 4 Machining Stag Beetles, and 1 Antlion. You don't want to run more than 1 Antlion. If he ends in Damage Zone, but you don't want to run more because he can get really cloggy, and that cost is pretty heavy. So that's grade 3 lineup. Now move on to grade 2s. You want to starting off with 4 Machining Mantis, one of the more expensive cards in the deck besides Spark Hercules. I have 1 Proxy. I need to get the 4th one. But his skill is basically Vanguard Rearguard 1 place, Counterblast 1. Look at top 6 cards from your deck. Reveal up to 1 grade 3 card from amongst them. Put it into your hand, shuffle your deck, and this unit gets plus 6,000 power. So this deck is like deals with 2 main cards in this deck. Deal with searching out grade 3s, and that allows for much more consistency, which I love about it. And that extra 6,000 power can be really nice. Of course, he can not only get you your Spark Hercules, maybe get you your Antlion, maybe your Machining Stag Beetle. Just helps out a lot for later game. So that's really nice. Run 4 Bloody Hercules. Rearguard skill. He has 2 skills. Rearguard, when placed, Soul Blast 1. This unit gets plus 6,000 power. And then second skill, Vanguard Rearguard. When it attacks, countercharge. When attack hits, countercharge 1. And shoot one of your units gets 6,000 power. So he's one of your counterchargers. Probably best for early game because I don't think your opponent will be wanting to let this go through late game, especially since counterblasts are really crucial. And also with the Soul Blast skill, recommendation, when you have your soul built up, don't Soul Blast like main units. Like let's say you have this guy in your soul. I wouldn't recommend Soul Blasting him because combined with Machining Stag, you call out units. So you need to have like you need to have good stuff in the soul. So I recommend like if you call him early game, you just like Soul Blast your starter because your starter is really not going to be of any use. And then have 3 of this guy. I plan on changing him out for some other cards. I don't remember the names of them off the top of my head. But his skill is Rearguard, rest this unit, choose one of your opponent's rear guards in the same column as the unit, and move it up to your move to your opponent's open rear guard. It's just the unit has to be in the same column as it, so it can be right here on the right, and it can be in the opposite column. And you can just move it to like behind the Vanguard or something. So that can be pretty good. And then his second skill is discard a card from your hand, stand this unit, and gets plus 5,000 power. I barely use this card. He might just be like some random like shield fodder, or I might just call him randomly on rear guard or ride him if needed. But he really isn't that great, especially since he's an 8K body. So yeah, I do plan on replacing him. Yeah, that's my grade 2 lineup. Onwards to grade 1s. I run 4 Machining Hornet. This is another great searcher. This is very similar to Mantis, except it's not when placed. This one is Vanguard Rearguard. When its attack hits or the attack that it boosted hits a Vanguard, look at 6 cards on the top of your deck. Reveal up to 1 grade 3 card from among them. Put it into your hand and shuffle your deck. And if this card's on rear guard and you actually get a card, you put this in soul. So you can do this. So you can ride it, and you can also call it. So you attack. If the attack hits, you can get double search. You start off with 1 first. So I kind of recommend starting off with Vanguard first. So you check top 6. If you have a grade 3, add it to your hand. Nothing happens to your Vanguard. And then you use your rear guard one next. And you check top 6. If you get a grade 3, you have to move into soul. You have to move into soul if you get a grade 3. But if there's no grade 3, you just keep it on rear guard. So it's a really nice card, and it helps you. And especially, it's a really good first ride, especially if you're attacking first. You kind of want, if you're not attacking first, then you kind of don't want to ride it. It's just my suggestion because of the fact that you don't fully utilize its skills. But if you have to, you have to. Next, this one's actually, I love this card because of its skill. This card is rear guard only. When placed, rest this unit, choose up to one of your other rear guards, and it gets plus 10,000 power until end of turn. And then if you chose at the end of turn, at the end of the turn, put that unit to soul and countercharge one. So this is one of the cards I kind of recommend comboing with Antlion, because the fact that you're resting it, that's a free 10,000 power, and then at the end of turn, Antlion gets to go into soul, and you countercharge it. And now you're probably gonna be like, oh wait, but Antlion's going to soul, so if you want, like, if you don't kill him that turn, you can't get Antlion back. That's where that Machining Stag Beetle can help take care of that, especially if your Vanguard is Spark Hercules. So yeah, she's really good, and she's one of your like good counter chargers. Only issue with her is her 6K body, but yeah. I run 3 Spiteful Hoppers. Rear guard, when placed, Soul Blast 1, and one of your units gets plus 6,000 power until end of turn. If you have no face-up cards in your damage zone, countercharge 1. So he's okay-ish. The 6,000. This deck adds a lot of 6,000 power. It's meh, but he can be a good booster. And that countercharge skill can be useful. I haven't had to use that countercharge skill, but it can be useful. And then this is the card I was talking about that you can combo really well with, or do combo decently with, Antlion. It's 3 Phantom Black. It's a rear guard skill. When it boosts, discard a card from your hand, and until end of turn, this unit gets plus 6,000 power. And your opponent cannot call normal units from hand to Guardian Circle. So that means, at the cost of discarding like 3 cards, you basically shut down both Sentinels and normal units. So that means they can only guard with triggers. So yeah, very rarely I've ever had to really use that, but there's certain situations where that can actually be very useful, especially if they use up most of their triggers to guard. So I run up to 3 for just in case consistency. But yeah, that's my grade 1 lineup. And now my trigger lineup, it's going to be for Shelter Beetle, for Sharp Nail Scorpio, so 8 crits. 4 draws with Paralyzed Madonna, 4 heals, and 1 Machining Worker at starter. If there's any tips I can give on this deck, is the fact that when you play it, you have to, as my friend John says, you actually have to play very smart, and you have to try kind of like predicting what your opponent's doing. You have to plan things out. You can't just like spam Spark Hercules. You can't just spam. That was a mistake I did early on with this deck, is the fact that, excuse me, I'd have to I would spam it, but then like when I actually like really needed like to finish her, I couldn't finish them off. But yeah, this deck is very fun. Only issue with it is you just have to play very smart, and you have to be wisely resources. So like I said, definitely run 4 of this guy. That's definitely gonna be helpful. So you're gonna be running 9 grade 3s. You're gonna want to change this guy out for, I forgot the card. I don't have the card's name. Sorry. And then yeah, most of the lineup is what I'd kind of keep it once I get those upgrades in, or when I get those, if I get those upgrades. But yeah, that's my deck profile, my Megacolony standard deck. I hope you all enjoy. Let's see here. Maybe sometime during the week I will post a deck profile on my Neonectar deck. I hope you all enjoyed. Please like and subscribe. Absolute Genesis out.